catch your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore.
Am I too dark or is it mystical? Mystical.
It's very mystical. I love it.
So, okay, this week, Monday, there is going to be a test in your relationships. There's going to be a test in your, the moon is going to connect with Saturn in a harmonious way, but it's going to be asking you to like, okay, now take what you learned over the last 6 months about the structures and the boundaries and put it into practice. So you might have to do some breaking up on Monday. You might have to do some restructuring. It's not a bad thing. It's just like, you really want to, you want to reflect. You want to go like, okay, what actually is important to me? What is worth fighting for? And what has just got to go? Things that got to go, got to go. Then we have, also this whole week is incredible for sex, and we'll get there later, but Monday could be a very erotic day, even if it's like a breakup vibe. I don't know if necessarily it's a breakup vibe, but I think it's like relationships are being tested. But whatever the case, Taurus right now in the sky is with asteroids Nymph and Kama, which are both very sexual asteroids. So anything that makes anytime Uranus is in the story, we know that there's going to be something about Uranus, okay? So there's going to be something erotic in nature every time there is one of these Tauran shifts, even if it's like latent. But if you're aware of it, you can notice it, right? So notice on Monday, even if whether you're breaking up with someone or strengthening your relationship, do it from a place that turns you on. Like if you think of your future with this person and it's low vibration, gotta go. If you think of this person and you're like, yeah, damn, I could make that work. Yeah. Hang in there, make a new structure. Tuesday, the moon's in Gemini. It's a very harmonious relationship with Libra. So it's a very social energy. Tuesday's kind of like relaxed. Tuesday's a little bit, it's like the day to just like communicate with people. If you have people that you need to call, send flowers, do extra nice things to just connect with people so that you feel good about yourself in relationship. We also have Vesta is at the last degree of Juno, last degree of Leo. We talked about Vesta last week. So this week you really want to, or this Tuesday, you really want to see if you can actually provide service for others in a way that really doesn't necessarily like help you. Like you actually want to see if you can include more service into the vision for your life, the vision for your business, the vision for your relationships. Are you going to date a guy who will go to the food pantry with you? That might not even be your thing, but it's like that might be the kind of thing that you try to connect with people on this week. So like in relationship, if you're going on dates or if you're going on, ask what they care about and what they actually what they would give to like outside of themselves, and see if you can find partnership matches there. The reason this is so important is because Venus yesterday moved into Virgo. So Venus has been in Leo this whole time. So there's been a lot of passion, a lot of fire, a lot of speaking your truth and performative love. Okay, well, when Venus gets into Virgo, it's a little more practical. It's like, okay, nice fantasy, or you burned the house down, but now we have to rebuild it. So Venus in Virgo wants us to be thinking this whole Venus in Virgo season, like for the next month, we really want to be like, okay, yes, love, yes, money, yes, creativity, but practical. It's got to be on earth. So you and I, we are schooled in the realm of astro fucking and loving, 5D relationship. This week, it's not going to fly. We do not want to be in 5D relationship moving forward. Venus is in the sky right now with Camelot, which is one of my fave asteroids. And, if you think about Camelot, it really was that sort of like old utopian fairy tale. That's where this idea of like Prince Charming comes from. But, we need to update the storylines because we're no longer in a totally like, we're not pretending that the men are here to save us anymore. We're actually coming into terms with the fact that the men are actually here to support us. And the masculine in ourselves is here to support us. And the masculine in society is here to support the divine feminine cycle, which is in themselves too. We're not talking about men, women, although it's easy to do it that way. We're talking about within all of us, there is the opportunity to have divine union. Now, this is where it gets interesting. On Wednesday, we have the moon in Gemini, so still very chatty, still very relational, sun's in Libra. But there's going to be an opposition between, I said Uranus with all the sex stuff. So Uranus in Taurus is going to have once a year, it only happens once a year. It has an exact opposition with Mercury. Mercury is in Scorpio with Juno, the asteroid of partnership and marriage and long-term commitment, and union, the asteroid of divine union and the divine expression of both masculine and feminine as one. So on this day, Wednesday, we are going to have a unique opportunity to get the downloads. Like Uranus is like genius ideas. Taurus is like on Earth. So you might get some really genius new ideas about how to do intimacy, do relationship, or even just like get deeper with everything that you're doing. Like Wednesday's the day to be like, okay, I had this crazy idea, but like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the domain. I'm just gonna like trust myself here. You may receive some unexpected. Oh my God, do you hear the rain? Thank God we came inside. Holy shit. It's like pouring. I was gonna it'll clear off. No, it's pouring. But on Wednesday, the thing that you might want to be aware of is that there might be some unexpected news in terms of relationships. So you might, it's not good or bad, but unexpected. There might be an engagement. There might be a breakup. There might be a problem that comes up because you had no idea that they had a blah, 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 or like their mother's coming to move in with you or something. So you want to actually take that news, expect it. On Wednesday, there's going to be unexpected news, and you want to see, okay, what can I do to actually not think about this with my mind? Because our egos for the next few months are kind of being challenged because Mars is retrograde, and that really is a very egoic planet. So we really want to think on Wednesday, okay, instead of reacting from ego or just reacting like, too fast. Anyway, we want to react from a place of like getting quiet and inviting spirit in and being like, Spirit, what downloads do you have for me? And you want to trust the like, even if they seem out of nowhere, you want to trust the creative hits that you get on that day, because Uranus is, you have to be an open channel in order to receive the Uranus messages, but they are like divine, creative, genius ideas. So you really want to be receptive on Wednesday. Even if you get triggered or something about the story changes, you want to be like, okay, I knew this was going to happen. So now let me, before I react or respond or something crazy, let me like actually get intimate with myself, see what's really going on here for me, and then see like if I can get any downloads from source about how to be a little more creative with the way to proceed. By Thursday, relationships are going to feel a little bit more tense. There's an opportunity on Thursday for either, it's kind of like a whole thing. Like Monday, these things might come up. Tuesday, you're gonna be like, no, it's not a problem. Wednesday, you're gonna be like, what? Thursday, you're gonna be like, okay. So on Thursday, the question is, are these relationships worth moving forward with or not? It's a hard stop on relationships that actually do not have a future and are not bringing you anywhere. But for the relationships that maybe are troubled right now or just need to evolve, it's a great day to commit to the evolution of those relationships. So Thursday is really like, either bring originality, creativity, something to stir up your current situation, or let go of anything that does not have the potential to continue to grow. And when something's, I have hung in there for so long being like, well, but if this just happened, then this. And it's like, if it's not happening, it's not happening. And actually, we have to be able to be together, when things aren't happening. So if you have a creative idea about how to bring you to that next place, fucking get it, take it, commit to it, move forward with it. Otherwise, relationship over. Because, and we're going to be feeling this all week, but on Friday, there is an exact square between Mars and Pluto. Number one, these are the two planets of sex. So you want to do whatever you can on Friday, whether it's with self or other, to really dig into your erotic center, your passion, your fantasies. You are going to find out what turns you on, and you're going to find out what turns you off. So if you're triggered, the higher iteration of the Mars-Pluto square is that it's fiery passion and erotic and good, like come hard, love hard, passion, whatever. The downside of it is that it can be a little bit deviant. So it can also represent like violence or rape or things that are actually it's like so much energy that it's like explosive. So you want to be physically very careful on Friday. Like if you're accident prone, or if it's like, if there's something with your health that you've been kind of like teetering with, like don't fuck with it on Friday. Friday is going to be an intensely energetic day. Use it to come, whether it's with yourself and other. Even if you get really fucking pissed off and you're like, I hate people, I hate whatever, channel all that energy into thinking about the divine goddess that you are and how much money you want to make and anything that turns you on, and come. Just come, set a date for Friday. Come party with yourself all night or with others.
Calendar.
So then the last thing I'll say is that Saturday and Sunday, the moon is in Leo. So it's a good weekend for really just like expressing yourself and all the things that we were kind of working on the past 2 months. We had Leo season, and then we had Venus in Leo. So you kind of want to revisit what you learned over the past 2 months and what you became passionate about, what projects you committed to, what people you committed to, and you just want to kind of enjoy the expression of that love. So there is love present in your life. This weekend, you're going to get an extra sense of vitality if you really dig into the love and the heart space. And even if this was a difficult week or a difficult Friday, it's like the weekend is going to give you a chance to really just kind of sink into the fun of all the feelings. So,
and air out that puss, right? Like,
air out that puss.
okay, darling, you know what's funny about being the Silver Lake Bachelorette? I feel like I'm like an unemployed person, like leading a conference on like work-life balance. Because like I'm not dating, and none of this, and this is the thing that I think needs underlining here. That when right now we are in a very particular situation where like you're either with a partner that you're having sex with regularly, you are gonna like. You're single, but you're like gonna find the person this week who becomes like your COVID partner, and it's like commitment.
Possible.
Or you're fucking yourself. So like, I think that we need to be all inclusive about the idea that like, right now our lovemaking might be single potted, and that's okay too.
Well, I actually think I think even if you're in relationship, it needs to be, because the truth is, Juno, the planet of the the asteroid of partnership, is going to be moving through Scorpio until, and this is so special, the winter solstice. So when we come to the next turn of the season, Scorpio will be there at 0 degrees Sagittarius. Sagittarius is like outward expressions of love, party, play, fire. But until then, Juno union in Mercury, and Mercury's going to go retrograde next week. So this is a real time to, you said it at the beginning, this is an intimate time for partnerships. And if you're single, part of the reason why you may not be in a partnership, or if you're in a relationship that's not working, part of why it's not working is because there's a part of you that is not in union with yourself. So Juno and union moving together, on the one hand, can bring you closer to divine partnership. But if you're single, and even either way, you actually have to come into union with yourself before you can come into union with others. It's just a given. So you really want to take it seriously from now until the solstice, until December. Like, what does it mean to be your own partner? What does your divine masculine do? What does your divine feminine do? What does your creativity need to flourish? What structures can you set up so that your emotions are safe, and that you're, you know what I mean? So it's like, this is a you on you job, because even like we said, if you didn't go to be an auntie for a week and find out what your opinion on having kids were, you wouldn't actually know the answer to that question, and it would all be kind of imagined and kind of hypothetical and not powerful. Now you sort of have this powerful idea of like, yeah, you know what, I could fucking get down with that. Like, I could actually do that. So now the way that you're thinking about the men that you attract, or even just thinking about your own life, like, no, you don't want to act like you have kids when you don't, but you do want to, long term build a business that actually allows you to step out of it or do it in a much easier, like, build the structures for your motherhood now using your divine masculine.
The structures for love. It's a week of building our structures for love.
Building your structures for love and making sure that you're not compromising anything within, so that you don't compromise anything without.
Oh, so good. Okay, darling. Well, I want to speak a little bit about, I said one story I wanted to share because I feel like this is relevant in terms of the idea of like being in truth, being in actual intimacy, and not manipulating. And you spoke about the idea that this week is about like real, like tangible, not like fantasy, not like 5D
Yes.
meditations. And it's really about like actually the practical rituals of love, and then also like the practical like body, right?
Yeah, the foundation of your relationships has to be on earth, because we're on earth.
So I want to share a little story, and then we'll go. So when I was, I had this like ongoing flirtation with this boy for like 6 years. And like, we've all been there where you're like, no, we both have crushes on each other, and it just continues on. But like, for some, whatever reason, it's not working. And, so we had never actually like consummated it. We never dated. We just like always had a thing for each other until like he became single. We had like this whole summer of like texting, all this anticipation. We were both traveling, like we're gonna date on this date basically. The night before, I had done like I think 2 months of like no masturbation, no sexual activity, like for my yoga practice to like really build that energy. And so I'd never done that before, so I was like massively turned on, I ordered this Switch on Instagram, I ordered her love potion because I was like, I really want this to like knock the fuck out the park. Like I'm ready for love.
Right.
And like this boy's like so hesitant. Like I thought I need to like amp it up. So I took this love potion the night before, and I like stayed up all night long, put on all these fancy dresses, just like in the shower, like masturbated 1,000 times. It was like the most erotic night of my life, all by my damn self. I don't know what was in it, but it felt like ecstasy. Like I don't know what.
Oh yeah.
She had all these pictures of her with like flowers. I was like, no, bitch, there's more than flowers in there.
Loki, she's a drug dealer.
I mean, Loki also maybe just magic. Who knows? But like, I'll send you the link to her bio.
I'm in.
She's real legit / like drug dealer from the internet that I just, you know, if you tell me like I just bought it, I didn't even check it. No references. Anyway, next night I'm in my white dress. I wore like a white dress out to see him, and we're at this like theater thing. And afterwards, he literally made out with his ex-girlfriend in front of my face on the dance floor, like straight up in front of my face.
It's horrible.
And it was actually like, I love that story because for me, like the lesson was like, one, like trying to manipulate reality, you always get smacked in the fucking face. So taking a love potion to like manipulate someone else's behavior, just don't fucking do it. And then the other thing was like, actually, I did awaken my own sexuality. Like I really, right? So it's like, I got what I wanted. And I knew I was a fucking goddess that night too. I was like, listen, I've never been more like sex up in my entire life. So if I'm rejected tonight, I'm rejected tonight. Spoiler, a year later, I went through the same rigmarole with the same boy, but that's just because it takes a long time for people to learn.
It's okay. It's progress, not perfection. It's progress, not perfection. But I love that story because, first of all, if you don't have plans for Friday night, do something like that. Do a sex ritual, a love ritual. Tap into that part of you that it's like turn the fuck on and like enjoys the ability to like come and be with yourself and fuck. But I think the story is great because it's like all of the work you do, all the shadow work you do, everything you do to bring love into your life on a personal level is on some level spiritual, right? You're in the 5D. But I love this story because it's like you got the potion. It did bring you up into this like next level. You did feel amazing. You really got what a goddess you are. And you did connect with this guy on the 5D, but he actually then, your energy was so powerful that he actually gave it right back to you, which was to go, yo, I need to do something to not only like hurt. I don't think he meant to hurt you, but it's like, I need to do something to actually set my boundary. I need to make it clear. Like I'm gonna make out with someone in front of you so that because even if you didn't share it with him that you're doing a love potion, he felt it and he felt the need to actually do something to show you where he was at. So it's like you have those fantasies. If it takes you a big time crush to buy a love potion and to get into your body and take it seriously, fucking do it. But just know that every person that you're not physically with is a stand-in. Like, even if you're in their mind and you think you're bringing that person to you, fine. Go with that energy. But if that person doesn't end up being the one who comes to you, you need to know that it wasn't a failure. You were meant to find out, oh, that's not the guy. But all of that good work you're doing, attracting love and attracting that energy is the work. So if you need a stand-in to help you just think about, it's sometimes hard to be like, myself with no one, that doesn't turn me on. If there's someone you have a crush on, you can just pick as like a placeholder, until we get new candle holders, you're going to use the candle holder you have, but if it doesn't match the decor, eventually you'll get new candle holders. Yeah,
I love it. And Sarah, because at spin class this morning, I was singing Thank You Next out loud, thinking this is one of the best songs of our generation. Point fucking blank. I don't care what her spray tan looked like on the cover of whatever the fuck magazine. Ariana killed it with that track. Epic track.
I thought the album was actually incredible.
I agree. So I want to leave the people, because I got to run to the cult community and do Charlie Bravo now. But I want to leave the people with my thank you next for that particular relationship to cap that story off. That man did teach me over years of not showing up, and he did teach me to take reality, take what you see. And even right now today, I was thinking like, oh, how do I like get this guy to remember I exist, or like send a picture, or maybe I should just reach out. And I was like, bitch, hold the fuck up. You are doing a million acrobatics to not look at what you know. Why would you ever rob yourself of truth when you know it? We are so fucking wise. We know what's happening. We see it a mile a fucking way. Let's stop deluding ourselves because it only hurts us. It only puts us in the fun house of.
Could not agree more. That is so right. Yeah.
All right, my darling, I gotta go because I got
real.
For the community.
Okay, tell everybody at the community I said hey, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Wait, before you go though, everyone book your love reading with Sarah. You've seen what happens here. It's so much more like fucking fire when you have like Sarah looking at your fucking chart, which is your soul, and like she's made me like I've become myself. Like I've come and I've become myself.
Well, yeah, check out come to Sarah Armour Insta. There's links in the bio. I would fucking love to read your chart. Love, money, overall, karma, all of it. But love is my specialty and it is my favorite. So bring all your love questions.
And if you're a Silver Lake bachelor or bachelorette in particular,
there's a code.
Let her know. Yeah, let her know.
A code.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
I love you, Sarah. I'll talk to you.
Okay, love you.
5D, real D, all the
I'll see you in all the D's. See you with all the D's.
See you in all the D's. Bye.
Bye.
When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore.